about another Bulls loss as they lose their fifth in the last 6 games. This time, dropping a game to the New Orleans Pelicans, in which they were in it in the first half, and it got completely blown out in the second half. We're going to talk about all that plus some more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans, the Bulls go down to the New Orleans Pelicans 110-124. Just being outworked in every stretch of the game. You would think the Bulls were the team that were coming off a back-to-back. They were playing the second game in the back-to-back because the Bulls just had no energy in this game, losing every battle that you could be. I talked about it at the halftime hangout, how close everything was, right? All the battles, the rebounds, turnovers, everything was close. Well, that all went away in the second half. The Chicago Bulls getting out-rebounded 46-37, less assists, 25-30. Turnovers, they did win that battle, but it doesn't matter. 12 turnovers to the Pelicans, 15 turnovers. More points in the paints than the Pelicans, and the fouls were tied. So we can't even blame the refs this game. The Bulls got outworked, outperformed, out-hustled, out-hearted in every aspect of this game. This is the biggest concern from this team. Is how do you constantly get outworked? How is your heart constantly in question? The Bulls played a terrible game. Let's be clear here. This was a terrible game by the Chicago Bulls in the second half. Terrible in every aspect of the games. It got outworked in every facet of the goddamn game. This is unacceptable. And then to see Zach LaVine going off the court as the game's ending, smiling, dapping it up with the Pelicans players, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Have some fucking pride about yourself. What the fuck is wrong with you? Ain't shit to smile about in a game like this. Losing your fifth game in the last 6, the Bulls got to figure this shit the fuck out. Period. Zach going 9 for 22, but you're smiling on the sidelines after the game. What the fuck you happy about? You tell me what the fuck you happy about. This is bullshit. This team, hey, they may very well be the non-playing team that so many people wondered and thought we were going to be coming into this season. That pick that we're supposed to give up to the damn Orlando Magic, we may end up keeping that. Maybe we'll have a top 4 pick and get to keep our fucking pick because this team is playing like a bunch of bitches. Every single one of them. I don't give a damn that DeMar went off in the third quarter. Woo fucking do. You got cooked on defense almost every fucking possession. Zach LaVine, who played a pretty good defensive game during possessions, couldn't shoot the ball to save his goddamn life. And you getting paid $200 million for that? That's what you're getting paid $200 million for? Oh, and Io ain't getting off the fucking hook either. 28 minutes, you took 5 fucking shots. 1 assist, 1 steal. That's not going to cut it. Patrick Williams, 2 for 4 for that. Shout out for you taking fucking 4 fucking shots because you're the 4th overall pick. Played some solid defense in the first half. In the second half, they looked at Patrick Williams and said, oh, you thought you did something in the first half? Bitch. The bench in this game outperformed as well. Alex Caruso finally had a good shooting night. Shout out to Alex Caruso for going 5 for 7 in a loss. Bitch, what the fuck does that mean? This team getting outworked in this manner in every facet of the game is not going to cut it. This ain't going to do it. This ain't going to do it. Bulls Nation ain't going to be happy with this, and the players shouldn't be happy with this. The coaching staff shouldn't be happy with this. I tell you what, I asked this question 2 weeks ago, and everybody was like, Haize, it's too early. Haize, what are you talking about? Hey, this losing streak keeps going on. If Billy Donovan's ass ain't to the fucking fire, I don't know what to say about this front office. Are we just going to be a team that's happy with being a fucking mediocre-ass team? Is that what we're here to do? I don't have this expensive-ass studio and all this shit to talk about a bullshit-ass, non-heart-having-ass, non-well-coached-ass having-ass team. That's not what we fucking do this for. I can deal with the loss. I can deal with the losing streak. But what I can't deal with and what I refuse to deal with is a team that I love playing like a bunch of bitches. I refuse to accept that. I refuse. The lack of execution, The turnovers in this game, the inability to just pass it, the motherfuckers who have the best goddamn seat in the house watching DeMar DeRozan go to work. I'm glad you guys watching it. Can you fucking imitate it? This is unacceptable. And if this coaching staff, if the front office, if the players find this shit to be acceptable, then just fucking tell us that we wasting our time. Tell us you tanking. I do better with you telling us you tanking. Trade Vooch, trade DeMar. Tell us you're fucking tanking this season away. Tell us you want Victor Wembanyama. Give us something, because you're trying to play and talk like a team that wants to win something, and you're playing like a bunch of bitches. This does not cut it. PB and Patch, we definitely need to improve. It's the same thing that's killing us. Billy has to switch it up, make some adjustments. Just rough 2 games. All around hope Pat as well. The Pat rolling his ankle thing, I don't think it's going to be majorly. I don't think so, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully. Don't worry, guys. CHGO says everything's fine. Bulls needed to have fun, and that Acme is still cooking. Listen, bro. Listen. That shit crazy, man. Godsley, I got to check out this shit for a couple of games for my own mental health. Shit's depressing. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Melvin says, either we don't have the talent or we don't have the coach. Playing a team who's played no less than 24 hours ago and doesn't have their best player to lose the way they did today is unacceptable. And that's really what it boils down to. Listen, anybody, this is the NBA. Anybody can lose at any time. And I will never, the reason why the Scott Skiles coach Bulls, why, like, I didn't have this platform then, but that team competed. That team fought. Even in times where that team lost games, you never question the heart of that team. This team, you got to question their heart. You got to question their heart. MJ, they're not embarrassed enough. Zach is going to say the same BS. They kicked our butts tonight. This team has no heart. Lonzo isn't going to fix this. Nothing bothers you more than a team with no heart. Exactly. Couldn't have said it any better myself. And everybody thinking, oh, just wait till Zoe comes. Zoe ain't going to fix this shit. You could bring Zoe, Michael Jordan, and Jesus together at the same time, forming the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost all together, and those motherfuckers still going to lose with this type of heart on the rest of the team. The Education James says, I'm not even upset. I expected this performance by the Bulls, not even going to lie. And that's sad, bro. That's sad. That's sad. The Ultimate Rage says, our team struggles so hard to score, just like it's worse than last year. This may be a deep cut for those who don't remember this or haven't been Bulls fans or maybe just that much younger than me. But around 2006 to about 2009, till we got D Rose, those Bulls teams always went through scoring droughts. They were a jump shooting team. There was always times, you knew it. It was like clockwork. Around the midway through the third quarter, the team was going to go on a drought of 3 to 5 minutes where they couldn't score the ball. Every single time. There were times where Ben Gordon would get hot, get us out of it. Kurt Heinrich would get hot, get us out of it. And that team played better defense, so it wasn't as noticeable. But there were always times where that team went through these large scoring droughts. We're back to having this team, but the difference is we don't kick it into another gear defensively when that happens. We just kind of let it go. We roll over like fucking, what was the dude's name? Drew's mama, and just takes it. They got to figure this shit out. Zach's the reason why I came into this stream so hot is that was the last thing I saw on the TV before I said, let me turn this off and go start this stream. Was Zach sitting on the sideline smiling. That shit pissed me off. Before then, I was coming in here, I was going to be like, hey, the Bulls lost. They know what they need to work on. Everything else. I saw that fucking smile on the sideline, and I literally talk about seeing red. I lived red there. Lived red. Mixo says, Haize, it's time to say no, it's way too early to say we should blow it up. As much as I'm pissed off about this team, it's way too early to say we should blow it up. Way too early for that. Blah in the building says, Haize out here expressing how I'm feeling about this team right now. Bro, like, it's certification. Poppy says, I'm calling it Billy Lonovan about to be right along with me at the unemployment line. God damn, bro. That's crazy. The Chicago Sky will keep. I know what. I guarantee you Vandersloot's going to hit those wide open threes. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Hey, y'all remember Prove Me Wrong, who was literally wrong all the goddamn time? I think this is him. He just created a different one. Cordell98 says, Haize, what the hell is going on, brother? This is some bullshit. Hey, listen, bro, I have no fucking idea, man. This team with no heart is not it, bro. It's not it. Mike Haize says, Bulls have no cohesion, lack any identity. The coach should be on the hot seat, but players have to play. Two things I can't stand is lack of intensity and incompetency on both ends of the court. God, brother, you just said a mouthful, and I completely agree with you. What's up, bro? Can we all recognize how Billy has given the green light to Dragic, but not P. Willen? Desumu, dude, slow. Well, I mean, Dragic is performing. I'm gonna be pissed if we don't. Well, you're gonna be pissed, Mixo. This team is, and there's no trades that save this team this season. There's more, like the way that it's a game plan thing. There's no single digit unless you're trading for a generational talent. There's no trades that are gonna fix what this team's doing right now. None of that. So be prepared to just be pissed. Because it's not coming. Ben Gordon was, well, Ben Gordon had his games too where he would shoot the Bulls out of some games. Tariq T, hey Haize, you know I tend to mostly be an optimist, but the Bulls are doing absolutely everything at this point to turn me into a glass half empty guy, which overall in my life takes great effort, bro. I mean, you can't even knock it. Like at the end of the day, right? It's so much going wrong with this team. The turnovers, the lack of intensity defensively, the cold droughts that you just go on where the Bulls can't score. They have way too many scores. The lack of coaching, the lack of adjustments. Listen, we can go on a whole list and tirade right now on the things that the Bulls are doing wrong. What are the Bulls doing right? On this stretch, nothing. I guess they played a good first half. Kudos to that. But that only gets you so far. Didn't watch the second half because I was having dinner and saw we were down 15 points and decided not to watch. First of all, Alana must have been on a date. Because Alana always checking out midway through the Bulls games. But, hey, listen, it saved you from some frustrating, darling. Like, I promise you. It definitely saved you from some frustration. By the way, I got to plug it because I ain't got nothing else positive to say about this team. Make sure you guys follow the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is December 5th. We're at 9,271 right now. We actually lost a couple of subscribers. I guess they didn't like me going off on them. That's fine. But we're trying to get to that 10,000 mark in the next 3 weeks. It's going to take a long thing to do it, especially when the Bulls lose, and we're probably not going to get it, but it is what it is. MJG23, man, Petty was backstage listening to that Haize fire and hoping he didn't turn that around. Hey, I'm trying. Listen, if you guys have noticed, I've been trying not to go full Petty Roosevelt, but it's coming. It's definitely coming, man. It's definitely coming. Haize, if this keeps up midway through the season, then we need to start talking about the direction of the team. We wait for development like OKC or go all in like the Nets and Lakers. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned the Nets and Lakers. You see where those two teams are now? And I do think this, though. I do think that if this team, for some reason, does not make God forbid they don't make the playoffs, but much less if they stumble into it and get eliminated in like the play-in, you got to look at making some wholesale changes. And that may be what keep in mind, Vooch is a veteran. You can extend veterans at any time during the season, but there was rumors that the Bulls were ready to talk extension with Vooch in training camp. It hasn't happened yet. And that's not to say Vooch has played pretty solidly over the course of this season. There's been absolute games where he's gotten cooked, but the Bulls front office may be looking at it and saying, hey, look, the way things are looking, we may not need to commend that money to Vooch. DeMar's a expiring contract. Like, I'm not saying that it's likely. I'm not saying that that's the way that I want to see the Bulls go, but I am saying this. There is a possibility. There is a possibility. Humble Servant 1967. Shout out to you, brother. I've been following you for a while, and props to your work. I scout players and coaches from the womb to the tomb. Hey, bro, I hope that the Bulls need to hire you, man. I can only imagine that would be like a dream job for me to scout players. And I appreciate you for enjoying the content here at Chicago Bulls Central, bro. I appreciate you. No, it's not time to trade Zach and DeMar. It's not. Come on. We got to stop the knee-jerk reactions. Hold on. We're getting a call. AK, I'm glad you called, AK. What the fuck is that, bro? You said you're giving them a chance to work out of it? Okay, what if that doesn't work? You said Billy Donovan's your guy? Billy Donovan's your guy? I don't know if that's going to work out for you, AK. I got about 220 people in the chat right now. I don't think any of them agree with that. You're saying give him a chance. You said that you sent down adjustments to him mid-game. Did he do the adjustments? He still didn't do the adjustments? Well, AK, I think that tells you what you need to know, bro. Okay. All right. Yeah, thanks for calling. Hey, man, listen. AK said he gave Billy Donovan adjustments and Billy Donovan didn't do them. That's what he said. Listen, it's something needs to change. Something needs to change. Tariq T says, fuck Billy Donovan for wasting the talented roster we have. Yes, our players are partly at fault, but clearly BD is not the guy to set them on the right track. And I don't know, like, the thing is this. Billy Donovan is a good coach. He's not a great coach. He's definitely not a bad coach either. Much to the dismay of Bulls fans and what they would say with how they feel right now. He's not a bad coach. But just because you're a good coach doesn't mean you're good for this team. And I think that's the place where this may end up. Is that this roster, whether it's AK's fault or whatever else that they're not listening to, he doesn't know how to coach this type of talent, whatever it is. It's just like with relationships. You can be a good person, but still be a terrible partner. Billy Donovan is a good coach, but I'm starting to question what the fit's going to be here on this team long term. Definitely starting to question that just a little bit. Super chat from Brandon L. Jet. Thank you for supporting the channel at this level, my brother. Just wanted to give Haize some support. You need a full bottle in hand to watch this Bulls team. Listen, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't drink. Because if I did, listen. Corey Mays, hey, Haize, where's the Bulls ceiling? I think for us to be as we are now, I feel it's time to blow it up. It's way too early to blow it up. It's way too early at this point in the season to blow it up. Even if they do decide to make a big trade by the trade deadline, it's not going to be a complete blow it up. The Bulls ceiling, it's really hard to judge. We have talent, but for some reason, it's just not coming together. It's just not coming together. Lee Education James, people saying blow it up to trade. Oh, for sure. We should run the season out, and if it goes bad, as it is right now, trade the whole big three for picks and young talent. No, they're not going to do that either. This team is not going to go into a full rebuild, not with Zach LaVine just on the deal. And I agree with you, Lee Education James. Anybody saying trade for AD, but they talk about how injury-prone Zach LaVine is, needs to shut the fuck up. But I will say this, that while I don't think they trade the whole big three, I do think that if things stay the way they are right now, which the Bulls are at towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference, if for some reason it stays this way the whole season, DeMar and Vooch are all but assuredly gone. They're not going to trade Zach. I don't think that they'll be willing to do that early in this deal and his age. I still don't think they move on from Patrick Williams. Lonzo's still going to be here as well. Dalen Terry, they may look to build him up, but I don't think that they do that. I think that they do a retool, not a full rebuild, not to cause more PTSD with the Gar Foreman thing. Anyway, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday. Make sure you guys hit that. Listen, after this, anybody who's been around for the longest, you guys know I have not been one of the people who are big on plugging subscribing. I can't wait till we get to 10,000 subs because I'm not going to say nothing about subscribing for probably a year after that. Shot Bulls Podcast, Billy got to go. That got to be Bobby, I'm saying. I'm saying that's probably Bobby. Haize, you even said it. Zoe not fixing this. The best this team can do is maybe second round. It's time. I mean, you want to still try to build on it, right? And I don't think that they go full rebuild. Nick, I don't know, Haize. On paper, this team should be on top of the. I wouldn't say that either, but in reality, it's completely different. For some reason, it looks like they don't even want to play together for Billy. That is the thing, right? I'm not necessarily saying that quite yet, but I am saying that it may. For every coach, right? This is every single coach. I don't care how great you are, how bad you are. Every single coach has a shelf life that at some point you either for like you just kind of run out, right? You just kind of run out. It's time for you to move on. The only people that hasn't really been true for is really Greg Popovich, maybe Pat Riley, but then he moved into being an exec. But that's really it. Other than that, every coach has a shelf life where at some point you just reach where you can and you got to bring in just some new energy to take it a little bit further. And so it may be, Billy Donovan's in his third year as a Bulls head coach, only the second year where the team actually has some real expectations. But it may be at that point. It may be at that point. Expecting a full stream of Petty Roosevelt if we lose to the Magic on Friday. Listen. If we lose to the Magic on Friday, this is not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be pretty. Melvin, people are too afraid to hold AK accountable because of how bad the Garpax days was. This man kept basically the same team last year. They only won one game in the first round. Well, keep in mind, too, though. It's not about holding them accountable. It's just going to take time. If anybody's expecting a championship 3 years into a new front office, I'm sorry. It was never going to happen. That just wasn't going to happen. But I will say this. This is not nearly as bad as the Garpax days, and running it back made sense. A, you have an ownership, not the front office that doesn't want to go into the luxury tax. B, you never got a full look at your team fully healthy to really see, and there was enough signs there to say that, hey, this team fully healthy can do some things. Let's add the size that we need from the bench. Goran, and their additions have been playing great. The problems haven't been Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic. I went through it on another video. Every single prospect that me and other Bulls fans wanted the Bulls to sign in free agency, Drummond and Dragic are doing better than. So it wasn't that either. So they made the right additions to the team. That's why I go to coaching. That's why I hold the coaching staff to light so much. Brandon L. Jet says, y'all lazy asses need to hit the like button. That's hilarious. Haize, I just subscribed to you. I hope you feel better now. Thank you, Brunel. I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. That's really just the mark that I have set. I really want to do it by my birthday. Just realistically, I don't think it's going to happen by my birthday. If the Bulls were winning, it probably would. One thing that always does good for business is the Bulls winning. But outside of that, really, we're just so close to 10,000 subscribers. We're going to do a major giveaway at the 10,000 subscriber mark. We're either going to be giving away tickets to a Bulls game, or we're going to take the comparable amount of money to that and buying something from the Bulls store from somebody. So Kendall says, I disagree. I don't think this roster's talent is that talented. Not bad, but not a lot of good defensive players. What? Keep in mind, talent is more than just defense. Every roster has holes. And keep in mind, I said it on the video today, the Bulls have the best defensive efficiency rating in the Eastern Conference. They hold their opponents to the least effective field goal percentage in the Eastern Conference. So the defense isn't the only issue. It's the combination of not being able to get key stops with not also the scoring droughts that the Bulls go through. But the defense, typically, even with us not having the best one-on-one defensive talent, our defensive metrics are excellent. Not just good, but top of the conference excellent. So it's not just that. Goon in the building says, yeah, it's still early in the season, but we got to do something, Haize. This shit ain't right. I agree. We need to play more defense and possibly trade Vooch for a big man that will defend the middle. Players not afraid to attack the basket when Vooch is out. Well, they weren't afraid to attack it either when Drummond's out there. And keep in mind, it's always easy to say, let's trade a player who does something that a player doesn't do. But you got to keep in mind, Vooch is passing. His ability to score, even though this three-pointer sometimes doesn't fall for him, teams still have to guard him out there, is a big part of what this offense does. You bring in another big man who can at least pass, who's a black hole on offense, even if they are better defensively, it's going to drastically affect the offense, which the offense is really the thing that's killing the Bulls right now. So it's not as easy as that. Let's get 10K for the birthday boy. Subscribing is free. Don't be stupid, y'all. I appreciate that, Lee Education James. Billy's more suitable for a rebuilding team. I mean, the jury's still out on that. I mean, keep in mind, he coached that OKC team to a title, and they weren't a rebuilding team. I just think that, for me, Billy Donovan, because he doesn't make the best in-game defensive adjustments, is better when he has players that have high defensive instincts and IQ, right? So, for example, the Bulls' defense looked its best as far as look visually, right? They still pretty good defensively according to statistics this season, but look their best when Lonzo Ball was on the court. And you know why? Because Lonzo Ball is not only a great defender himself, he has great basketball IQ, but he also communicates on the defensive end. He talks very, very loudly and very regularly and calls out what the other teams are doing. That allows players that don't have the best defensive IQ to be a better defensive player because they have Lonzo out there calling out and seeing what other teams are doing. Billy Donovan, on the other hand, doesn't really adjust well to what teams do. When teams start doing random things and stuff like that, he doesn't really adjust well to it. Having vocal players out there that are also smart defensively helps Billy Donovan. And we have some good defenders out there in Io, Caruso, Javante, Drummond, things like that. But like, they aren't necessarily the communicators that a Lonzo Ball is on the defensive end. Caruso does it a little bit, still not as good as Lonzo does. Kendall says, Haize, we need to give P. Will, Io, and Dalen Terry and Marco opportunity as we need to see how they look with 10-plus shots. They need to earn it. I will say that. Earn it, especially with Marco. Marco doesn't deserve shit until he earns it. Now, P. Will and Io, because they're your starters, I do think they deserve to get to, especially when like things stagnate. Go to P. Will and Io. Run some more offense for them. Neither one of them really have a lot of plays called for them over the course of games. But if they can do that, I think it can change some things. Phil Jackson absolutely had a shelf life as a coach. Why do you think the front office ran his ass out of there? The only thing, matter of fact, I would say this, Phil Jackson's shelf life was extended because of how long that team was in contention, but Phil Jackson absolutely had a shelf life as a head coach. Same thing with the Lakers. Remember, he had to leave and come back to the Lakers. And when he left, it's not like people were singing for him to stay. Kobe eventually wanted him to come back, but he absolutely had a shelf life as a coach. Again, it just got extended because of the success, but he absolutely had a shelf life as a coach. Was Garpax responsible for the Rose Noah Bulls? Well, technically, yes and no. So Paxson was the GM during the Rose draft. Gar Forman hadn't taken over as GM yet, and so he also drafted Joakim Noah. And then Gar Forman, I think his first year as the official GM was the year before we signed Carlos Boozer and Kyle Korver that offseason. But Gar Forman was the GM when we drafted Jimmy Butler. But the Joakim Noah Rose Bulls, no, that was still Paxson as the GM for most of the players that came in then. I saw Ricky. I don't believe him. I think Ricky just talking shit. Billy Donovan needs to challenge some call. We talked about that at the halftime hangout. NBA has a stupid rule where you lose a timeout even if you win the challenge, which is just stupid. Scott Brooks. Was it Scott Brooks who coached OKC to the finals? Oh, well, I'll take that shit back. No. No, it was. Goon in the building with the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel at this level, my brother. I appreciate you, fam. All right, let's see what else we got. First of all, how do you spell my name, bro? Come on, the Daily Buckets. Haize, is Lonzo the most valuable player on the roster? Because I can't. No, Lonzo is not the most valuable player on the roster. He's a damn important one, though. I feel bad about the Pat injury. Well, let's hold off on calling it an injury so far. It looked like he just rolled his ankle. Now he still could be out for a week or so even if it is just a rolled ankle. But that's what it looked like to me. That's what I hope it is. Because like Pat can't afford to be, and really we're not in a place to be able to absorb Pat being out for another half a season. But I think it's just a rolled ankle. Five of the last six for the Bulls losing, man. That's crazy. Honestly, DeRozan looks out of shape. No, this dude played basketball all summer. DeRozan isn't out of shape at all. I can't agree with that one. He's not out of shape at all. Remember when Io was somewhat running the offense last season, getting about 7 assists a game? Vooch was feasting inside. Let's go back to that. That's funny. And Antoine Johnson with a realistic and fair point. Some of the top teams in the East last year are struggling this year. It's still early, y'all. Yeah, I mean, every season has its own like ups and downs, right? Is you cool, Haize? I'm a girl. Cognac, tell yo boy. What? Can we please pick up Carmelo Anthony? He's not fixing that shit either, bro. He's not. I disagree with Adrian, who says he won't help. He will absolutely help, but he ain't fixing shit. Lee Education James, DeRozan out of shape, bros watching the game wearing the wrong prescription. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I agree with you. Like, I don't be knowing what. Oh, that's Auntie. Oh, shit. My bad. Oh, you got to call in on my show. I loved your voicemail on the Kanye Boys. I appreciate you. My bad, man. I'm sorry, fam. My bad. Listen, you can't see people's faces for real on this little thing, but I apologize. Auntie. Lex Carr, can we please pick up Carmelo Anthony? It's not going to solve anything. I called her, bro. My bad. Listen, charge it to my mind, not my head. I apologize. I'm sorry. Oh. Y'all laughing at me. All right. Bro, why is Zach chucking up 11 threes like he's Curry? Something wrong with this team. Io and Vooch got to get benched for the next game. For what? Like, no, benching them doesn't help shit. I know, I got you now, Goon. My bad. I read it too fast. Listen, they were misspelling everything in the goddamn comments earlier, and it got my brain messed up. I apologize. I'm so sorry for that. I'm charging to my mind, me being tired, and this team stressing me the fuck out. That's crazy. Auntie gonna get my ass. Auntie gonna get my ass, man. Damn, that's crazy. That's wild. Hey, why you always say a Haize? There's only one Haize, baby. There can't be a Haize. It's just Haize. When is the last time a Root 2 Bulls team had a real chance to get to the finals? Oh, bro, we haven't had a real chance to get to the finals in decades, fam. What I mean, the year after Rose's MVP season was probably the best chance that we had. It's early, but they starting to play with no effort, basically the same way how it ended last season. You are absolutely right. Getting outcoached, outclassed, outworked, out everything. Vooch Loki has been one of our most consistent players this season. I don't know, but he may have the best. He is our best 3-point shooter by percentage and volume, which is crazy. Zach and DeMar are both ball hogs. One or the other need to be. No, they're not. That's not how this works. Oh, God. No, Drummond will not start over Vooch. It just clogs up this offense too much. If we had a 3 that actually can shoot 3-pointers rather than DeMar DeRozan, maybe. But it's not going to happen. The lane will be way too clogged up with Andre Drummond and DeMar DeRozan out there. Cordell 98, Haize, you going live on Locked On Bulls? Yes. Guys, know, you know the routine. We're live over there every time I finish over here. What's the fix for this team defensively? Caruso looks heartless. DJJ ain't enough. Pat been mid all year. Wrong. Caruso's defense has been spectacular all season. Look at the plus minuses. Look at the defensive rating. Look at the on-off court. That's just not true. He doesn't look heartless. He hasn't shot well except this game all season. Derrick Jones Jr. has been playing well in his minutes as well. And Pat's been really good defensively. The second half of this game, he got cooked. I won't even hold you. He got cooked. You know what? This is Leviant asks, I'll take the hate for this message, but would you sell high on DeRozan? I think it plays out this season. I think DeRozan is going to play. He has been playing well enough this season to where if this season ends disappointingly, you can absolutely move DeMar DeRozan in the offseason during the draft, something like that. But I don't think anything happens this season. PB and Patch, I tell you this right now. No, they're not watching the games. When people say things like that, they are not watching the games. They are looking at the box score. Off topic, but what are the words on your hoodie? The hoodie is fire. So I have a friend who owns a t-shirt company, a clothing company, and he does these prints. So he prints out things. It's really smart. So he does designs. And he'll maybe do, let's say, 15 to 20 prints of that tee. And then once that's it, it's gone. He may bring it back a couple of months later, but it's gone. He moves on to the next design. Does about 20, 25 of those tees. Once those are gone, he's done. He moves on to the next design. So it really brings this feel. So he made this hoodie, and it says buckets, dimes, wet boards. What does that say? Cookies and heat check. That's what it says. I was about to say, what does that say? I almost said something else. Not thinking. Goon says, Auntie says the Bulls stress me the fuck out. I feel you. This team, has taken years off my life. What Zach LaVine doing, bro? 200. Listen, Auntie, I feel you. Because real talk, all jokes aside, I love Zach. I defend Zach. I was one of the people telling people Zach was absolutely worth the max, not super max, but max. And I understand he's still getting in rhythm. There's still some of that. I do think we see the Zach LaVine we're used to seeing here in the next couple of weeks. But so far this season, there's been flashes of it. But we have not seen the Zach LaVine that we expected to see consistently yet. What were you thinking, Haize? Hey, listen. All I'm going to say is Ricky knows my heart. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to just gonna leave it at that. Hey, Haize, rocking with you for a minute, but it's time. I need a Banchero Wimbiana on the Bulls. Man, listen, and that's one of the difficult things, right? Of where the Bulls are, because they are too good to get a high draft pick, and they've traded too many picks away, and they're not bad enough to tank. Like, it's just listen, it's going to be difficult. This team is going to have to, like, that's why I don't think they trade the Portland pick, because really looking at the Bulls' own draft picks, yeah, they don't have their own draft pick this year. We have our own first next year, then we don't in 25, and then we have our own draft pick the rest of the time after that. But it's just this team, as of right now, I don't think they bottom out to be able to get a high draft pick right now. Just to keep an interesting observation that was brought up, I was told when Billy Donovan was out with COVID last night, Chris Fleming, who was coaching for them, helped the Bulls go on a 9-game. No. Oh, my God. I have to dispel this every time. When Chris Fleming took over, we were already 4 games into the winning streak. And then, yes, Chris Fleming coached us, and we went to 5 straight more wins, but 2 of those came on DeMar game-winning shots, and Billy Donovan was still the one coming up with the schemes every week. The only thing Chris Fleming did was manage those games and to make the adjustments during the game, which he did a good job. I'm not trying to say that Chris Fleming's bad. Chris Fleming did a hell of a coaching job when he was out there, but it was still Billy Donovan being in there on Zoom, going with the team over the scheme week to week. So it's not all Chris Fleming. And people try to give Chris Fleming the credit for the whole 9-game win streak when it wasn't. Billy Donovan coached a big portion of that streak as well. Goon, I love the way you keep it real. You don't give a fuck about shit. You say keep going off on stupid clown ass people. I got to. Like, I just got to. People be on some dumb shit. Dumb shit. Let's see. Expecting a 2021-22 Celtics turnaround post All-Star week for this season for the Bulls. Hey, I said that somebody asked that either on the pregame show or the halftime hangout. Listen, the only way that we have to come out of this losing streak in this first half playing excellently. The Boston Celtics completely turned their season around. If we do that, shout out to the Bulls. I hope that we can do it. I hope we can be that team. Lord knows, man. Lord knows. Brandon Peck, do you think we hire Udoka next season? I still put money on Billy Donovan being back this season. Keep in mind, we have a cheap ownership. If we fire Billy Donovan with 1 year left on this contract, we still have to pay him for that full year, and we be paying another coach. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if the season ends up as bad for them to go ahead and fire him, but we'll see. We'll see. Cap of the Great says Bulls caused me emotional damage. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. Cordell98 said he asked, Zach and DeMar can work. It's literally about how the roster around them is constructed and making it sound easier than it is, but these two can win. Oh, yeah. Anybody who says Zach and DeMar don't fit don't watch basketball also. That's why I skipped that. DeMar for Durant after the outburst he had about Brooklyn. I'm trolling. Brooklyn is such an interesting case, man. I can't wait to see how that team shakes out I can't wait to see what the Brooklyn Nets look like after the trade deadline, because I just think that team is going to look completely different. I really do. I'm not saying they're going to trade KD, but I think Kyrie's gone by then. I think they try to trade Ben Simmons for a bag of peanuts by then. And everybody talking about P. Will trash. You see how Ben Simmons is playing? P. Will looks like Kobe Bryant compared to Ben Simmons. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Dun, 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 dun. They only fit when they have a point. No, that's not true either. That's just not true. That's just not true at all. Oh my God. People be so wrapped up in narratives, man, especially when it involves one of their favorite players. Durant nicely said, I'm playing with 4 bums. What the fuck y'all want me to do? Hey, listen, that is exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. Remember when the Bull? Oh man, there was some what was his name? Was it Reggie? There was some dumbass in the comments who literally was like, the Bulls should trade Zach LaVine for Ben Simmons right now. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you really are an idiot, right? You really are an idiot. I don't think we're depending on Lonzo. I think when you look at the way that this team has plays now and brought in Gordon, I don't think we're depending on Lonzo this season, I don't think. So Lonzo's reevaluation, I would say by the end of this week. This would have to be week 6. If we're not already, you know what? The Bulls may pull Wolved over. Look, the Bulls losing streak may have the Bulls fans and me included, so wrapped up in it that I honestly think the 4 to 6 week time period for Lonzo is past. Hold on. I got to look this up real quick. Give me 1 second. I got to look this up. So Lonzo went under surgery September 29th. Let's see how many weeks that's been. That has to be longer than 6 weeks. Yeah, this Thursday will make 7 weeks since Lonzo Ball surgery. 7 weeks since Lonzo Ball surgery, and the front office ain't said shit. Just think about that for a second. They said 4 to 6 weeks he would be reevaluated. We're past 6 weeks. In a couple of days, it'll be 7 weeks. We ain't heard shit. That could mean maybe the reevaluation went well. They're double checking with their doctors to see, hey, this look good. When can we get him back on the court? Can we get him back? Can we expect another 4 weeks, whatever? Or it could mean the reevaluation was the same thing that it was last year, where every time he tried to ramp up, he suffered some shit. But we are 7 weeks in a 4 to 6 week time period, and nobody has said anything. That's crazy. That's crazy. Cordell, okay, this is what I got to say. There is no for the cheap for a player making the amount of money Ben Simmons is. There's no such thing as on the cheap. That frustration isn't just at you. It's just a more common thing that people say that anytime that a player is not playing well or something like, oh, we can get him on the cheap. You can't get a player making $35 million a year on the cheap. There's no such thing. There's no on the cheap for that. There are such things as getting players on the cheap when they're free agents after coming off an injury or a bad season. There is no getting Ben Simmons on the cheap. It's just not. I'm only going to address this once. I dipped. I don't have to tell you because you're an idiot. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend my time rectifying something that you could easily search or look or watch actual basketball. I'm not going to put it in the bottle and feed the breast milk to you, bitch. Go out there and do your own research. When you say stupid shit, I can either flame you or I can ignore you. You choose which one you want. Because you're dangerously close to getting to an area that I promise you ain't no coming back from. Goon says, wow, ain't said shit about Lonzo Ball. Ain't said a goddamn thing yet right now. Ain't said a goddamn thing. Haize ain't talking to the locker room. He going in cussing their ass out. Oh, that's it. That's it. I'm cussing. Listen, they literally be like, hey, man, some red-bearded, light-skinned motherfucker with a Bulls hat just walked in here and punched Patrick Williams in the face. And he kicked Billy Donovan in the balls? He smacked AK? What is happening? All I'll say is this: I'm hitting up Brandon L. Jet. I'm like, Brandon, you got the bail money? I need you to get my ass out. I need you to get me out. Oh man, that is funny. I dipped his butt. I've been watching all season, you fucking dumbass. Shut up, ho. You ain't been watching shit. You ain't been watching the goddamn thing. I understand that you're poor and you can't afford League Pass. I can give you my login. I can do it. I got it for you. I can get it for you. Oh man, that is funny. The situation's so much deeper than Lonzo. If they can't win without him, they aren't going to be suitable in the measure of deep playoff runs. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Brandon saves the day as always. I'm telling y'all. Oh man. Let's bring back Ron Mercer. Oh shit, that's hilarious. Haize, chill. We need subs. I want a jersey. That's funny, man. Livewire Sports says, Haize, what's wrong with our boy Haize? Bro, it's everything. Everything, bro. Everything. What do you mean? How do I watch the Bulls on League Pass? There's this app, you download it, you sign in with your login, it comes up, you click the game you want to watch, and it comes on. That's it. That's really it. Haize got a loose screw, but that's why we love him. Listen, it's not even that I have a loose screw. It's literally that I have one screw that's tight, and I just tap into that screw when it's time to do this show. Other than that, I'm crazy as shit regularly. That's just what it is. Oh man, that is funny. Bro, this isn't 2K where you can make trades every damn day to get a perfect team. Stop. Who said that? That's funny. What the fuck? Who y'all talking to? I must be missing who you guys are talking to. The worst thing that anyone could do after a Bulls loss is bring out Petty Roosevelt. That's like tugging on Superman's cape. You already know. Pat was good on BI the first half, yes. The second half, it was kind of marginal. But it wasn't terrible, right? P-Will's been defensively. P-Will's put a nice string of games together defensively for sure. Let's bring back Chris Duhon. Wow, that's a deep cut for the Bulls. Might as well bring back Nate Robinson and DJ Augustine as well. Oh, bro, don't let Wendell go off. If Wendell Carter Jr. has a big game against the Bulls, you already know. All it's going to be is, oh my God, the Bulls. Oh my God, we traded Wendell Carter Jr. Oh no! The Bulls should have held on to Wendell Carter instead of Vooch. Oh my God! That's all it's gonna be. That's literally all it's gonna be. That's all the Bulls fans is gonna be. It's gonna be ridiculous, bro. It's gonna be ridiculous. That's it. It's gonna be crazy. I think the Bulls have nothing to lose. Unleash Dalen. Literally, why are players be underdeveloped? We don't fucking pay them or use them right. It's not time to unleash Dalen. I do think he needs to play some minutes for sure. Definitely think that he needs to play some minutes for sure. Hey, Haize, I know the Bulls brought back the team for continuity, but why is the team chemistry off? Lack of ball movement and no trust. I'm really disappointed with this team. Hey, the Bulls, I'm 100% with you. Like the bet on continuity looked good to start the season, but like I don't even know if it's net, like I keep going back to coaching. That's all I can keep going back to is coaching. I hope your voice gets stuck like that and you sound like Gilbert Godfrey forever. That's fine. I'm not even worried about it. It is what it is. Aren't you tired of people saying wait until Lonzo? Like, I get it with him. We're good, but he's not going to fix all the major flaws at once with this team. I'd rather focus on the now than later. I think the thing with Lonzo is it gives Bulls fans something to zero in on, right? The Bulls fans are just, and it's natural to look for something to blame. It's easy for Bulls fans rather than say, hey, the coaching staff isn't doing this. The coaching staff isn't doing that. The players aren't moving with the ball. It's easy to say, oh, Lonzo gets back, we're going to be good, right? It's kind of a lazy answer to everything. So, bro, I need to introduce you to VPN. You'll be good. VPN, I'm telling you. Get a VPN. And you don't even need like the paid VPN. There's a VPN called Tunnel Bear. All you do is download that. As soon as you log into the app, make sure the VPN's on. You're good after that. Let me stop. They're gonna shut down my stream. Let me stop giving y'all the I'm not doing a show with that nigga if his voice say like that. Oh my God. The Chicago Bulls lost again. Oh no. Oh my God. Zach LaVine got a max deal to do this. Oh no. Bro, this shit's crazy, man. This shit's crazy. This shit's retarded. Stacey King, we need to play the percentages. After some contested Jones 3 tonight and saying these guys need to contest every shot a couple of games ago. It's a lot of things. A lot of little things, right? A lot of little things. Jamal's in the building. I swear to God, this team needs to have Remember the Titans Glory Road, Coach Carter ass moment and get their shit together. Hey, man, listen, I'm telling you. Let me just talk to him one time. That's all I need is let me holler at him one time. Nah, bro, that shit will never not be funny. Well, first time seeing Pat curse is hilarious. Oh, man, that shit crazy, man. I'm not answering no phone calls, bro. Y'all gotta stop. I don't care if Billy is calling me. I ain't got nothing to say to that bitch-ass motherfucker. Bro, melting like the Wicked Witch of the West. Come on, bro. Hawks trying to get in, restream, and me and him just looking at it like, did he hit Odell? All right, y'all. I got to shut down the stream. We're going to go live over on Locked On Bulls here in just the next couple of seconds. I love you guys. Make sure you're following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullsCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, as we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is December 5th. Make sure you guys do that. Oh my God, subscribe to the channel. Oh my God. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Go Bulls. See red. Peace, y'all.